fifth grade. Today, for poetry, we will be reading the poem Lines by Martha Collins. Something I love about the English language is its versatility, how one word, through its range of definitions, can do the work of many. For example, the word play has 67 definitions in my college dictionary. The word die has 20. Line has 54. And in her poem, Lines, Martha Collins plays with some of them. Take a look with me as I read through this. Lines. Draw a line, write a line, there. Stay in line, hold the line. A glance between the lines is fine, but don't turn corners, cross, cut in, go over, or out. Between 2 points of no returns, a line of flight. Between 2 points of views, a line of vision. But a line of thought is rarely straight. An open line's no party line, however, find your point. A line of fire communicates, but drop your weapons and drop your line. Consider the shortest distance from X to Y. Let X be me, let Y be you. All right, so that was a mouthful. And it may have even been a little confusing, even though I told you that she plays around with the multiple definitions for the word line. So let me jump in here and break a few things down for you and point some things out before I tell you what I would like for you to analyze for. So first and foremost, obviously the word line is repeated throughout the poem, and by doing so, this creates a purposeful repetition of the word, and it creates a rhythm or a cadence that moves the poem along. Then I also wanted to point out that Martha Collins is playing around with some sound devices in her poem as well, because we see alliteration here. So she's playing with rhythm by using repetition, and she's also using alliteration in these words here. Corners, cross, cut. We're seeing the ka sound being alliterated here. She's also playing around with some humor, and I'm not sure if you guys have picked up on it, but when she says between 2 points of no returns, a line of flight. So here's the deal. Between 2 points is a line, and that's kind of a geometry definition. That's one definition of the word line. But then there's an expression where people will say we've reached a point of no return, meaning like we can't go back now. And so she's being funny by combining the geometric definition of a line along with an adage or expression that people often say to show there's no going back. Okay, so a line between 2 points of no returns, a line of flight. She was just being silly there. Also, she was being silly by saying a line of flight between 2 points of views, a line of vision, because point of view is how you look at things, but it doesn't really have to do with how well you see or not. It doesn't really have anything to do with vision. And so again, she's taking like a literal definition of the word line, and then she's also combining it with a figure of speech or a phrase that is often, expressed when people use that word. And then she also is being funny when she talks about an open line's no party line. So an open line would be like an open line of communication. You're free to get on and talk. But there's this thing, and I can actually remember this. You guys probably don't, probably even some of your parents may not, but we lived in the country when I was a kid, and it's like the telephone company had not run lines to provide, close communication to every home at that point. And so our home phone was actually what we called a party line. And we could use it to make phone calls, but on that party line, were about 4 or 5 of our neighbors. So we were all connected to the same line. So there would be times when we would pick up our phone to give someone a call, and there would be someone already on that line because it was a party line. So you could not make a call until that person ended their call, and then you could pick it up. The other thing about this was that people could just listen in on your conversations. So, if I picked up my phone and my neighbor was on it and they were making a call, I could just sit there and listen in if I wanted to. So she's being silly when she says an open line's no party line. However, find your point, because you are communicating when you pick up the phone and you make a call. Also, it wasn't a good situation. An open line's no party line. However, find your point. When you're communicating, a lot of times we're trying to make a point or tell somebody something. And so that's what she meant by that. I think that's really it. It's a short poem, but it's packed with a ton of stuff. And really, she's just playing around and experimenting with the sound and the definition of the word lines. I mean, it's that simple. So today, I want you guys to go back into this poem and mark your favorite phrases and lines about lines. Okay, that's kind of a mouthful, isn't it? So I'm looking for 3 comments about the word lines in this poem that you like the most or that are your favorite. When you tell me that you like them or it's your favorite, I want you to go into detail about why you like it and why it's your favorite. Don't just say, I like these or this is my favorite. Tell me why. You don't have to write a book, but you do have to explain your thinking, because that's really what this assignment is all about, is you being able to form your own thoughts and opinions about things and then be able to communicate them. It's really not about analyzing poetry, although that is what we're doing. Also, you guys are writers of free verse poems as well. So this is something that you could do. You could scan the dictionary for a word that's followed by a chunk of definitions and go to work or play with sound patterns and meanings. So hopefully you found this poem entertaining. And if not, hopefully it wasn't too terrible for you. I love and miss you guys. I hope you're doing well. Let me know if you have any questions or if you need anything from me at all. Bye, guys.